boy, I tell you. Boy, that boy A1 pissed off behind the scenes. Yo, 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 yo.
What, man? What you mean? What you mean,
What's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, man, we sorry we late, man. Man, look, y'all interrupted my date night, man, and I hate to tell y'all that because
man?
I love y'all, but y'all gonna have to pay me for this one because I ruined my date night for y'all. But what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on, man? Jason Roberts, what's good, my guy? He
Hey,
all on Twitter, man. He says, Smitty, where the hell you at, man? Hey, I'm here,
hey,
man.
man.
I'm here.
Hey, Smitty, send the
Hey,
bill to the Falcons. Send the
hey.
bill to the Falcons.
I got to send it to somebody, goddamn it. Y'all might have niggas sleeping on the sofa tonight, man. That's some bullshit.
Hey, oh Lord. Okay, man. What's good, chat? Yeah, y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Yeah, we got to talk about it. We have a new head coach in Atlanta. Happened on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
Kevin Stefanski. Adam Scheffler broke the news. The Atlanta Falcons finalizing the deal to hire Kevin Stefanski as their new head coach. The two-time NFL Coach of the Year flew to Atlanta on Saturday and now will stay to take on and take over the Atlanta Falcons head coaching job. 5-year deal for Coach Stefanski. How y'all feeling?
How y'all feeling? And some of y'all in the chat, man, y'all a little twisted, man. Come on, talk to us. Tell us how y'all feel.
Yeah, man.
But but yeah, man. If y'all been following me all day, man, I broke news earlier this morning that he was coming in for a second interview. And man, me and A1 talked about this 2-3 days ago. If he comes in for an interview the weekend, guess what? He gonna get hired that day.
Man.
Me and A1 had that conversation the other day. And guess what?
And bro, when I
It
seen it
happened.
when I seen he was coming in for that second interview and it was coming in today, because we was actually not scheduled to have that interview today. It was supposed to be like Tuesday.
Yeah,
But
Tuesday. But hey,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
know what Sunday. No, I was about to say, but Sunday was supposed to be the Titans. So it was like, okay, let's make sure that we don't end up possibly losing our guy. And let's go ahead and have that interview sooner than we planned. And when I
Right.
seen it this morning, that it was reported he was coming in for that second interview. It's like, you know how you get that feeling in your gut or get that feeling in your chest. Well, I had to feel
Right.
it in my gut and in my chest, and I just was quiet all day because I just was like, let's see, because it's looking that way. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And shout out to Jason Roberts, man. He yelling at me on Twitter, man. And he said, looks like defensive staff will keep Ulbrich and Ollie. Guys, see what we doing on offense. Saw Tom Reed's name floating. I don't know about that, but offensive coordinator is big unless he calling plays. Tom, I think Reese is gonna come too, man.
I've been seeing
Uh
Greece.
yeah, Tommy Reese, he gonna come too. You got to think, man, the coach want who he wants. And another name that former Titans head coach Bill Callahan, who got fired last year, he might end up being an offensive line coach, and they might end up getting rid of Dwayne Leftwich, which I think would be a big mistake. But you got to think about every coach scheme is system. Does Dwayne Leftwich does his type fit what Stefanski does? I don't think so.
No.
And when you look at Stefanski's offensive scheme, I think he needs more athletic, versatile offensive linemen and not run blockers. He's going to need speed, shiftier guys that can run, block, and pull, things of that nature. So when you look at Stefanski's offense with the offensive line, I think it's going to start, with that right tackle position. But one position that I'm going to tell y'all right off the top, and I talked about it already just a little bit, is Tyler Linderbaum, Baltimore Ravens center. I think that's going to be the Falcons' main focus. You remember Alex Mack coming in 2016? What happened in 2016 that first year?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, coming in, Alex Mack, coming over from the Browns to the Falcons. Of course, he turned our offensive line into exactly what we needed it to be, a Super Bowl caliber offensive line. And, honestly, with him coming in, I do expect some changes on the offensive line. I do expect Bergeron. I do expect Matthews, and I expect Lindstrom to all still be retained because they all can still do that those gaps and zones like Kevin Stefanski likes to do. But Ryan Nuzil, you may be on the clock. I'm not even gonna lie to you, and it ain't even your fault.
Ain't no maybe in it. It was just a 1 year deal.
Yeah, I see Ryan. I see Ryan Nuzil. I mean, you possibly could keep Caleb McGarry, but at the end of the day, you got to see what Stefanski wants to do. And again, with the Dwayne Letford thing, I'm telling you, I really feel like Dwayne Letford is out of here. I feel like it's going to be Callahan.
Hate to say it.
Yeah, but those are again, that's what we was talking about weeks prior. When you bring new guys in, sometimes they want to bring their guys. I still want Dwayne Letford just like Smitty does. But if Coach Stefanski doesn't want that, then that's just not what it's going to be. And also just, to give a little clarity about Stefanski, he has a career record of 45 and 46, and that's 44% right now. But you think about it, it's technically an upgrade from Raheem Morris, okay? He had 37 and 56, and that's 39%. And also, you think about Stefanski, he is an offensive-minded guy who won Coach of the Year twice. He had an elite-level defense. You think about it, he had horrendous rosters. I get all that. Even though, other coaches, I like a guy who I still have, kind of like a little animal on my chest against, and that's Kyle Shanahan. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, he still won games with Nick Mullins. So my whole thing is, regardless, Coach Stefanski has got to come in here and do this thing for Atlanta.
Yeah.
He has to do this thing for Atlanta. And also, Smitty, can I just give a little logic?
Hey, before you do that, we gotta give our boy Furball a shout out, man. He going nuts in the chat because he's been talking about Kevin Stefanski the last week. So Furball, we're gonna give you a shout out.
Longer than that. Really longer than that.
Yeah, longer than that. Yeah, longer than that. He called it. I got to give him his just due, man. But go ahead and do what you were gonna do, man. Then we'll keep going after that.
I'm just thinking about the logic, and so y'all can chime in, of course, in the chat. And Smitty, you let me know what you think when I run this by you. But
go ahead, run it.
I'm thinking like, okay, so he is a little older than Kubiak. You think about it, he was that hot shot.
He just 43. He younger than me, so I can't call him old. Because if I call him old, I'm old. Goddamn it!
Yeah,
so I can't call him old. But go ahead, proceed.
He was that hot shot OC coming from the Vikings, remember? And of course, Kubiak was over there as well. He comes over to the Browns, and he, of course, he still made the playoffs twice with the freaking Browns. He hadn't had the cap space. He hasn't had first-round picks because you traded that away to have Deshaun Watson, a decision that Kevin Stefanski was never behind, by the way.
Right.
He wanted to keep Baker Mayfield. The front office said, Baker who? And then they said, we know we got a young guy named Deshaun Watson from the Texans who want to move on. We don't want the Falcons to get him. We're going to go ahead and give him this money guaranteed. He never wanted Deshaun Watson. Shoot, he never wanted Shadur Sanders. But at the end of the day, the front office did what the front office did. Now, Stefanski still has some upside. You're just hoping that coming from a losing franchise that he can be able to turn it around. I don't want it to be a situation to where, so we're just taking a loser from one spot and bringing him to another just so he can lose again.
Facts. Absolute facts.
So regardless, I am behind Coach Stefanski because he's wearing, you see that Falcon hat he has on? We're gonna see him in those more often. So I'm with the guy, but like I always say, Smitty, it's gotta work.
Yeah, it's gotta work. Because one thing about it, once you put your foot down, can't pick it right back up. Because this is, to me, at the least, is a 3-year plan. We talked about Raheem Morris, but Raheem Morris got off to a good start and it fell off real quick. So they didn't have a choice, and Arthur Blank is not patient as he was because he's now 83 years old, and guess what? It's not going to fly no more. But we have a super chat, man. Y'all drop them super chats, man. Right. Shoot your boy some change, man. I'm like I told you, I'm messing up my date night for y'all. So
Yeah, man. Help Smitty get back right for the date night. He may need to
Yeah,
get. He may need to
I'm a,
use
I'm a,
those chats to get a
I'm a owe my
hotel.
wife for this one. So yeah, y'all go. Yeah, let your boy get a steak in a hotel room.
Smitty
Uh,
in a hotel chat, man.
hey, just Willie Doc, what's good, my guy? Always donating. Truly appreciate you, my guy. He said, just hearing the news, I am stoked. Smitty, you were getting a lot of hateful flack. You and A1 bring honest and genuine takes. We may disagree, but all y'all are authentic and appreciate y'all. Willie,
Hey, thank
Willie.
you.
Hey, look, this the only way me and A1 know how to be, my guy. I mean, see, this is why I love doing this, because my opinion don't always register and is not always popular. And for that, I don't care, because one thing about it, when something like this does happen, me and A1 can say, hey, we told you so. But we don't like to brag. But some things are just common sense. And look, I'm gonna finish off to what A1 was just saying right quick. He said he's not the popular hire. We get it. He didn't want Deshaun. He didn't want Shador. We get that. We can't control what happened on another team. Now that he's with a new team, now maybe the front office will get him the guy that he needs to run his type offense. Because you got to remember, he has worked with Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. So if they wanted to keep Kirk Cousins, guess what? They already gonna pay him anyway. So why not? And
wait a minute, Smitty. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Point,
go ahead.
What I think may happen now is we're gonna cut Kirk Cousins still.
Okay.
But we're gonna give him another contract.
I can't, boy. Look.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, boy, A1 just blew up the internet. But look, listen. You got to think about it in this aspect. It's the reason why we saying Kirk Cousins right now. He may still get cut. You know, we don't know. But think about it. If he did stay, we'll know why. But can you afford to really pay 3 quarterbacks, maybe 4 in one season? Because Mike is going to be out for an extended period of time, may miss the whole season. You bring in a new quarterback, you got to pay him. You got to bring in another backup, you got to pay him. And guess what? You may have nothing on the practice squad. So you can have up to 5 quarterbacks at one point, depending on how you want to go at it. So now, the reason why this works is now you have somebody that's comfortable in the system, just like we were talking about earlier in Kirk Cousins. And now this can make Kevin Stefanski's his transition just a little bit more smoother. Now, Kirk will still be a bridge guy like he was intended to be for Mike Penix. But at the same time, if Kirk plays well, we make it to the playoffs, and they want to, move on to a new quarterback the following season. Guess what? They can do that. Or Mike Penix can come back in his 4th season. We see what he got, see what he has, see how he has come back physically and mentally, and then we go from there. Because one thing about it, no matter what, you're going to have to pay 3 quarterbacks. You just got to get used to that, maybe 4 because of the backup. So now, with Kevin Stefanski, and I hear y'all, I hear y'all in my comments in my chats. Who has he developed?
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying too, bro. I can't even lie. I see a lot of veteran guys. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just no. I want us to go back and forth on this one, man, because that's what we was talking about.
We can do it. Let's go.
That's what we was talking about offline. Like I see a lot of veterans on his list. The same way I looked at Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson, I did the same thing for Kevin Stefanski. And
yeah, you did.
When I look at the list, all I'm saying is I see a lot of guys who never amounted or a lot of guys who are just veterans.
Right.
I don't see anybody on that list to where it's like, oh, yeah, he developed him and look how he's doing now. I'm like, it's like at the end of the day, still with Michael Penix, to me, we still don't necessarily have a guy.
You want me to dig deep into what you're saying?
I mean, you can go ahead. I mean, go.
You want me to dig deep into what you're saying? Jason Roberts, my guy, I appreciate you for the donation. He said, I know I was hitting you this. I owe you. I appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, he hit me on Twitter, man. He said, man, where the hell you at, man? Where the hell you at? Solomon, what's up, my guy? We don't know shit. How about you don't know shit? How about
Mm.
that?
Oh man, no, I think he just going off on the folks in the chat, man. He was just like, say, well, he said, well, no, he did say, Smitty, you should
Oh, she'll
be.
be a coach. I apologize. I apologize. I read it wrong. I was
Uh,
down at the bottom of the chat. I apologize. Um, but look, let me put a spin on it to make y'all think just a little bit. Uh, I don't know it all. Let's get that straight. I just give my opinions. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. It's 50-50.
yeah.
Hell with it. Uh, let me put some clarity on what I'm finna say to y'all to A1 about the development thing. See,
Mm,
sometimes development has to do more with coaching, more in the film room, more teaching, learning things that learning new things as a football, learning how to process. This is the thing that make a coach a coach. I did not see that in Zach Robinson. It's just simple thing that I did not see in Zach Robinson that I could see in Kevin Stefanski easily. For one thing, when Shador, or no matter who was the quarterback, he was always in their face, always in their ear, always teaching. This is the thing that makes a coach a coach. Yeah, we can talk about development, but development comes from teaching. Development comes from learning in the film room. Development just comes from teaching, period. And when you put the right offensive coordinator with you, you put the right quarterback coach with you, this is how you develop quarterbacks. It's a team thing, not a solo thing. It's a team thing. So if you put the right core coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach in, which the Falcons did not have under Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson, this is why Mike Penny didn't learn that thing. Because I told y'all, this is why I told y'all. Kirk Cousins was Zach Robinson's coach on the field. Zach Robinson was lost. He was clueless because you saw when he got right back to Michael Penix, you saw the inexperience kick right back in. When you got a veteran coach on the field guiding you along, telling you what he sees, and then you say, okay, well, just screw this in right there and let's do this and do that, and you do the rest. That makes your job easy. But when you got to go back to a guy that's inexperienced and you can't teach him what you're supposed to teach him, the simple things of being a coach, he's not gonna succeed. Now tell me I'm wrong. Tell me
hey,
I'm wrong.
hey, I ain't saying that you're wrong about what you're saying. All I'm saying is when I print off the list, that's all I'm saying. I hear exactly what you're saying,
You
but
should have sent me that list so I could throw it up on the screen.
yeah, all I'm saying is the list, man. Like again, I've seen guys like Sam Bradford. What happened to him? You know what I'm saying? Case Keenum, already a vet. But, Baker
Okay.
Mayfield,
I
had
okay.
his seasons and stuff like that.
I get what you're saying. I give you that. I give you that.
Yeah,
I give you
it
that. But at the same time, A1, think about it. Sometimes a coach can be in a bad position and it just can't showcase his talents. Because wasn't Bill Belichick a coach of the Cleveland Browns before they left Cleveland? And then 6 years later, he ends up in New England, and the rest is history.
yeah, but it
See,
just
when people give you the control that you need to be a coach and put together your roster, I mean, things can change and they can turn fast. Because think about it. Look at the guy in Minnesota who used to be his offense, he used to be up under, who's now up there in Minnesota, where Kevin Stefanski was for 13 seasons. He's had the experience. And what did they tell us? We looking for an experienced guy.
yeah,
So they got exactly who they wanted.
I knew it was gonna be like that. They want this. Well, Matt came out and said, we want the experienced guy, a guy that can come in here. And it's like, again, I get the logic of it. I don't want people to think that I'm just one of those people. Oh, Stefanski just absolutely horrible. All my thing is, he wasn't my first option. I will be the
And ain't
first to
nothing
say
wrong with that. Ain't nothing
he
wrong with
wasn't
that.
my
But go
first.
ahead.
He wasn't my second. He wasn't my first or my second option. But at the end of the day, I did feel like we need an offensive mind, and he does have an offensive mind. Now, what he's going to be able to do with it and do with this organization, we're going to see that. We're all going to see that up close and personal. But regardless, though, I'm just saying that everything has to work out. And I would love to see what the
But
rest
that's with anybody though, A1. That's with anybody. It don't matter who we hire. It was gonna have to work out anyway. No matter who.
I
And
mean,
think about it with Clint Kubiak. He was a first year guy, and we know that. Yeah, he doing. We seen what Seattle did tonight. We saw it tonight.
Yeah.
So we know what his innovative skills are. But now that we don't even really know the backstory with Clint Kubiak, he could have told him, "Hey, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for such and such." Because no, as soon as the playoffs are over and he's available, whoever's going to get him, they're going to announce him the same day. And I think he had that deal in place already. I'm gonna just keep it real with you, just like Harbaugh, just like Stefanski, because as he said in the tweet, he said whoever loses the Harbaugh sweepstakes, Kevin Stefanski is next in line, and they thought it was going to be the Falcons or the Titans, and that's why they brought him in before the Titans. But Rod, thank you for that donation. Right quick, thank you for that donation. If somebody could tell me what he has done was so good besides Coach of the Year, then I can be convinced to take Coach of the Year out.
My thing is, bro, you can't take Coach of the Year out because if you do, he's done nothing.
Two-time Coach of the Year. Two-time Coach of the Year.
You can't take it out though. You can't because that's his whole merit. If you take away the Coach of the Year and you just look at the totality of it all, without the Coach of the Year, you have nothing.
Agreed.
You have zero, zilch. So you can't take that out. But I'm with Terrell right here because that's where I'm saying about it has to work out. Again, I understand that Kubiak was going to be a first-year guy, but so was DeMeco Ryans. So was Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
So is also, I said Mike McDonald or whatever. Yeah. So is Mike McDonald.
But A1, what have I told you over and over again?
What?
These folks stuck in their ways, and it ain't gonna change.
I mean, yeah, it was a comfortable hire for sure. I mean, because you hired.
So, are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. It's just come on, Falcons. It just, but again, that's my personal thoughts. When I step outside of my personal thoughts, again, I'm still with Kevin Stefanski. I'm still with the guy because at the end of the day, that's who Matt Ryan felt like is the best option to take the Falcons to the playoffs. So am I going to trust in what Matt Ryan is doing? Yes, I'm going to. No matter how I feel personally, I still, I still feel like Kubiak was probably going to be the better option. Somebody who's grew up in football, all around football, because his dad was a coach. He grew up in football. All his brothers, you think about his brothers and everything, they're all involved in football. So I'm just thinking like the guy that lives and breathes and, and came up in football, I kind of want him on my team. But we got who we got. And at the end of the day, I am riding with Kevin Stefanski until the wheels fall off, whenever they may do.
I'm riding all day long because, like I said, if you're looking at experience alone, this is what we've been waiting for on the offensive side of the football. And don't get me wrong, there's no shot at Arthur Smith. He was really a first-time play caller, being in charge. Now, when he was an offensive play caller in Tennessee, he had a Derrick Henry. He did have Tyler Algier here, but at the same time, he's no Derrick Henry. Let's keep it real. Shout out to Uncle Lou. But when you look at Kevin Stefanski, on the other hand, he did have a Nick Chubb, but outside of Nick Chubb, did he ever have a number one receiver? No. He had a good tight end, and he drafted a better tight end this year, but now he's gone. Look, his offense has been up and down since Baker Mayfield left. So how can you expect him to stay steady on trying to teach his philosophy when the scheme is steadily changing and steadily changing offensive coordinators? That's just not going to work. So now that he's in place and he got mad talent, now we probably can see what he can do with a full slate of weapons. And now we talk about the offensive line and getting that center position set. You find an anchor to that offensive line, it unlocks the entire thing. Because Alex Mack, like I told you, we got Alex Mack. It took that offensive line to a next level. It took that offense to a next level. And Matt Ryan won MVP. But Miss Carey, thank you for the donation. He said he wasn't my first choice, but he's our coach. Now let's do this. I'm trusting Matt Ryan. I'm happy we got an experienced head coach with an offensive background. And that's all we saying. That's all we saying. Yeah, no, we're not good at center. No, we're not.
No, we're not. No. I honestly think we're going to get another center. I think Nuzil's days are done now that we have Stefanski. Because Ryan Nuzil is honestly not the type of center that Stefanski likes. Again, we have to think about the zones and the gaps. And shout out to Kev Bro Talk on because he touched on that.
He broke it.
Yeah. So, so again,
doing his thing, man. He doing his thing.
Right. So,
Yeah.
we all just got to think about it again. This is what happens when you bring folks in. Dwayne Letford, we'll see, because they said that the details are still being worked out. So we'll see if Dwayne Letford is let go or not. But yes, Bill Callahan's name and Tony Reese's name are both being surrounded around this, and they could be in Atlanta too. Now that's something I definitely don't agree with, but we'll see what happens, y'all.
Shout out to my boy Ho, man. Go check him out on Sports Roundtable on YouTube. He said, "What's up, fellas? Always real spiel, good coach. Not so much good fit for our culture here. I'm on it. Better work train." Hey, you got to.
Yep.
I mean, look, he really don't have an excuse because he's been handed from a keys from a Pinto to a keys to a Ferrari. And no, there's no shot at Shador. There's no shot at the Cleveland Browns. You know, offense. But it's just the way that the way everything is set up in Cleveland. He just got handed the keys to a new Ferrari. With Bijan Robinson, Drake London. And hey, we might even see Kyle Pitts come back because of that.
Hey, Smitty, he went from that 1996 stick shift Toyota to a Maybach.
Right. So look, this could change a lot of things, man. A lot of things as far as personnel. Like I just said, you could see Kyle Pitts possibly come back, or you could see them use that money towards something else. I mean, look, Drake London, this is a good thing for him, because one thing about a good offensive-minded coach and a good coach, anybody he puts behind a decent quarterback, he's gonna make it work. And the way our defense played, we just need just a little bit of improvement on offense, and I think he brings that. My boy Coop say before Cleveland got Watson, Cleveland was balling. That was the owners that wanted him. Bro, Stefanski is what we needed, man. And Coop, look.
Hey, we're going to see, man.
You ride with A1.
Hey, we're going to see, man. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I've already told y'all, I'm on it has to work. Same thing. I'm saying the same thing. I promise you, y'all can go back and look at the show. I'm saying the same thing that I said when we hired Raheem Morris. It's just got to work.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's damn sure what you said. And I was just me A1D, and I still remember that when he said that. He said, I prefer Clint as head coach, but got to trust in Matt Ryan's vision. It's a wait and see approach for me. We got to win now, and I see Michael Penix Jr. like the hiring on IG. And see, that's what I keep telling y'all. Y'all got to factor in. Hey, Bobby Carroll, I see you, my guy. I'm just trying to answer a question. That's all, my guy. I see you. He said, who we going to think is going to be GM? I'm going to answer that in 1 second. Yeah. But Aries, this is what y'all got to factor in, man. We talk about Clint Kubiak. We talk about, these young guys, but have they developed a quarterback yet? Now, we don't say that he's developed a quarterback, but he's worked with veterans, and he can get around a little bit more tight spot than a younger coach can. And y'all got to look at that perspective. They factored in Michael Penix as well, because even Arthur Blank, he didn't sell me on Michael Penix what's the future, but he's still banking on Michael Penix being part of the Atlanta Falcons. So he's got to go out and get a coach that's not going to only bring in and help the bridge quarterback this year, but help the quarterback who's going to play quarterback for years to come. So this is why Stefanski was mainly the hire, because he's thinking about the offense as a whole, mainly the quarterback position. And I think I said that in the video that I posted earlier today, that the quarterback position was the most important reason for this hire right here. And the reason why they would hire him, because of the quarterback position. But GM, that's another question. That's another question, because Bobby Carroll, that's another question, my guy. But it's gonna be tough. But I'ma just tell y'all the way Josh Williams' name has been flaming, and let's be real, he broke that too. So I mean, he might be 3 for 3 in the last 3 days.
Talking about old Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky might be. Yeah, he might be 3 for 3, because I'm looking at Josh Williams, and I would love that hire, because if you're looking at a Josh Williams come from a winning organization up under a GM who was a first-time guy with no experience, just like Matt Ryan. He was, handed the keys to an organization that was really rebuilding, had just lost Patrick Willis, one of their better linebackers in history. John Lynch did his thing, man. Look where he went out and found the GM at quarterback in the 7th round, just paid him $50 million. Look what he did tonight. Um, I mean, what he did all season, rather coming back from injury. You look at going out and making a bold move, going against Christian McCaffrey, taking a 4th round pick on Fred Warner. See, when you know football and you're a football player and you played the game, you can recognize talent. So this is one reason why Matt Ryan made so much sense for the Atlanta Falcons, for them to go out and make this move. And Cam Newton, he was kind of angry about it as to why the minorities. We're not gonna get into that, but when you go out and make a move and put football players inside your personnel, and they know the game of football from a leadership standpoint, from a knowledge standpoint, and from a personnel standpoint, it just all makes sense. So, yeah. I mean, with GM, I'm going Josh Williams. But what you got, A1?
Sure, man. To be honest with you, I've been be honest with you, like even with the Ian thing, I always said I thought Ian was the favorite, but it was like, to me, when I heard Josh Williams' name, I was already on the Josh Williams train, because I feel like somehow, some way, I felt like he would be the higher. But interesting thing, even though they did lose, you still got to look at it like this: the Bears still play tomorrow, and if they lose, you could be looking at the Falcons, looking at, okay, do we want Ian? Do we want Josh? What's going to be the best situation? And I still think it's probably going to be Josh, because you would have inside track knowledge to possibly, if you wanted to, I don't know, maybe trade for a quarterback that they have as a backup. Maybe Josh Williams can be the insider to help you, inside to get that. And you may end up having a couple of quarterbacks, making sure everything is good, because I don't feel like, the Falcons, even if they did kept Kirk Cousins, that they would feel secure with that. Because at any given time, if something happens to Kirk, who's behind him? What, Easton Stick? What right. Smitty Sports Machine, Jack Spade? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I feel like, the Falcons have to be secure at the quarterback position. But the guy that we have now, I feel like is also, it will cater to the run game a little bit more, because you look at it, this is a guy who has dealt with offenses that had really no quarterback. And the fact that we have questions at quarterback right now, he probably is the guy that can be able to handle it, because he has that experience. He has the guy to probably be able to handle it the most. Think about that too, Falcons fans. Questions at quarterback. I think that's you lean on the run game. I think you remember I said it. I think you lean on the run game. I really believe that the Falcons need to try to invest in trying to get Bijan's deal done early, so we don't have anybody else resetting the market, and you can put pressure on other teams, especially teams within your conference. But you think about it too, you're not just doing that, but I think you should try to keep Tyler Algier. You keep Tyler Algier, you keep Bijan Robinson, you let both of them feed off of each other. Hopefully, carries, splitting the carries between the two will hopefully keep both of those guys healthy as well.
So you still trade the trade-off. You still trading off Kyle Pitts for Tyler Algier?
I am, bro. Because again, I just feel like that run game is something that we've always been doing, especially, since really like 2020, 2021, we have been a run-first team. With the questions at quarterback, I just think the smart thing to do is to invest in that run game, invest in your offensive line. You have a defense. You have that in place. Retool the defense. Make sure you're tightening that up. So that could be like a tenacious elite defense, like how he was dealing with the Cleveland Browns. We already have the blueprint for that. So the only thing he would have to do is just make sure the offense can go. We know that the offense can go because we got Bijan and Tyler. All you need is a quarterback who is going to be capable to get the ball to the skill players, whomever they should still be, like the wide receivers, Drake London.
Right.
He's still going to be the number one over here. You don't know what you're going to do with Darnell Mooney just yet, and you don't know what you're going to do with Kyle Pitts. But regardless, you got Bijan, you got possibly Tyler, but for sure you still got Drake London. So he has some weapons he can work off of. And our offensive line is not like a terrible offensive line. If you look up the stats,
it's just not what he's used to.
Exactly.
You got to think we've had the same offensive line the same style offensive line since Arthur Smith left. It was a
Exactly.
run blocking line, zone blocking. So
That's
now that we have a more wide open West Coast style offense, we have to get more agile guys. And
exactly.
doesn't mean Jake Matthews has to go because guess what? He was in Kyle Shanahan's offense, but he's now 34, 35 years old. That's the difference. That's the write off. But right quick before we go on, let's get these super chats down.
Yeah, man.
HO, thank you. HO, thank you for the super chat, my guy. Appreciate you. Mike B say, why did we not hire that choke Art Shanahan? Probably would have took draft picks, and they want to give up draft picks when they don't have but 5. Let's see.
They were gonna try to
shout out to our boy Dirty Bird Gang. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see what his last super chat. I'm trying to get to the last one. Let's see right here. Nope, that ain't the last one. Let me find it. Your boy, I'm a little bit too hyped, man. I need to calm my head down a little bit. It was still might be in the way. Appreciate you, my guy. He said Stefanski took the sorry Browns to the playoff more recent than the Falcons have sniffed in appearance. The garbage dysfunction Browns, come on. And Mike B, look, y'all got to give Mike B some love, man. Let me find that damn applause thing right quick. I got to give him some applause for that one, man. Look, I'm telling you, see, you look, you got the Falcons fan. I'm gonna just tell y'all this. Please stop looking at negative in anything just because you see something on another team. You got to give things a chance. Now, we did have this chart and where he showed up on this chart, and it wasn't pretty. But look at the talent. The difference is right down here. But as I told y'all, he had no number one receiver. He really didn't have a quarterback. So this is misleading.
Yeah.
Dylan
I say the same thing.
Maybe Joe Flacco. So come on.
Old Flacco.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you could say the same thing about Kevin O'Connell too, man. You think about the whole thing with JJ and not having no quarterback. And I mean, Zach Taylor, he didn't have Joe Burrow for really the whole season. So, right. I mean, it is some grain of salt when you take a deeper dive into some of this stuff. I mean, Mike McDaniel, he had Tua. Enough said. So
yeah, old cranium crunch. So
I'm just saying, bro. So at the end of the day, like, we're just trying to give you guys perspective, regardless of how we feel personally. Like, I know Smitty, he cool with it. Me, I'm on the fence. You know, it's gonna be kind of one of those things to where like he's gonna have to grow on me because he wasn't my first choice. But again, going back to our last head coach, Raheem Morris wasn't even in my stratosphere. At least this guy was at least. You know, so at least
when they said Raheem Morris, boy, I screamed no as loud as I could. So my tonsil damn near came out my throat. Millie Mills said the higher he understand why Matt Ryan made the move, we get everything we looking for in Kevin Stefanski. Because think about it, Matt Ryan is a quarterback, so he's gonna think like a quarterback. So he's gonna go out and get a guy that he thinks can call plays to get this offense over the top, and this is what they're thinking about the most. You got a Bijan Robinson in his prime. You got Drake London in his prime. Chris Lindstrom still in his prime. Matt Bergeron coming into his prime. Think about that. You got all these prime players on offense. Then you look at the defensive side of the ball. We ended up second in the league in sacks. Who could have ever predicted that? If we could have scored a little bit more points in each of these games or closed out 3 or 4 more of these games, we probably playing in Seattle tonight. Or better than that. Seattle probably playing in Atlanta tonight.
Yeah, because we would have been probably division. Yeah, because we would have been no, they were division champions too.
We would have beat Seattle, man. Let's be real, because it's halftime.
Halftime. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have loved to have been at least a more capable team to be able to try to get our lit back against Seattle on their home field the way that they did us. Yeah, I would have loved that, but maybe next year. We'll see. Maybe next year.
Lucius said he been a Falcon fan for years. Y'all lost me on this one. I mean, Lucius, I'm just telling you, man.
Hey, fam, we just try to give perspective. At the end of the day, like, again, like, I will say it again, he was not my first option. He wasn't. But at the thing, you look at the totality of what the organization want to do, what Matt Ryan wants to do, and what he wants a guy with experience. when the closer that we got to this decision being made, we saw that it was going to be getting closer and closer to a guy with experience. Yes, I still wanted Kubiak, but I knew it was a tall hill to climb. And also think about this, Smitty. They just won. What if they go all the way to the Super Bowl? Then you got to wait all the way to then and after then to possibly even hire your guy. So we're talking about in February possibly hiring a head coach. I don't know if Falcon fans, if we really can afford to wait that long, because we do have to get the ball rolling. March 11th is around the corner.
Tommy Gunn, Amari Cooper was not in his prime in Cleveland. He got beat up in Oakland and got beat up in Dallas before he got to Cleveland.
Yeah,
he was washed up by the time he got to Cleveland. So let's keep it real.
Nah, Amari was somewhat of a shell of himself, I admit. Only because I know I did have him on fantasy football teams and all that stuff like that. And then I was watching some of the games. He didn't really have that same giddy up that made him Amari Cooper. So and that's another reason why when he went to Buffalo, it didn't work out for him then, because he thought that he was going to be that penciled in number one receiver, and it was like, well, no, you got to kind of earn that. And he was like, what? So
Tommy Gunn again. Jarvis Landry was not a number one receiver. He was a glorified possession receiver. He one of the few receivers I ever seen have 100 yards in the season, 100 catches in the season, still didn't get 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Coordinator position pick. I'm going Tommy Reese. He bringing Tommy Reese with him. You got to think every coach want their guys. I think I'm going Tommy Reese. And honestly, if I had a choice, I say Mike McDaniel, but I know that ain't gonna happen because I think he's gonna be a head coach. I think he goes to Arizona or Las Vegas or somewhere like that. But yeah, that would be my guy. Because I would love to see Mike McDaniel back here. He knows Matt Ryan. He's familiar with the organization. So, but I don't see it.
Yeah. Again, Tommy Reese is reportedly scheduled to come with Kevin Stefanski if they decide to make that move. I didn't hear anything about anybody else so far as being an option, but I'm gonna throw a curveball, and I know that there's a good possibility that this may not happen because maybe he gets a head coaching job, or maybe he goes along with his brother when he has a head coaching job. But if we get Josh Williams as the GM, I could see possibly maybe Clay Kubiak being the offensive coordinator, him coming in behind Kevin Stefanski and him being a pass game coordinator right there, him coming over possibly learning under Kevin Stefanski and possibly giving the keys to the car. We'll see what happens with that.
I just thought about something. We still don't have a GM.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
We don't.
Think about this. I'm looking at Matt Ryan as being a GM already, even though he ain't got a job. Because he's doing GM duties right now.
Yeah. I mean,
he's get the head coach. And we haven't even talked about this yet. What if they just say Kevin Stefanski? Him and Matt Ryan sitting in the room. What's your idea of a GM? Who would you be looking at? Who do you think they would pick?
I mean, honestly, that's tough right there, man. If they had to choose, I think honestly they just gonna choose from whichever, because you can flip a coin. I mean, you got a guy who's from a winning organization consistently the past 5 to 7 years. Then you have a guy who's coming from a franchise who is now on the rise, and learning from Ryan Poles, somebody who's a best friend of Matt. So it's like situations and relations at the end of the day still gonna rule the nations. So I'm still thinking that it could still be Ian, considering the fact that it's the best friend of Matt. Ryan Poles is, and he learned under him. So I still think it could be that. But at the end of the day, it can go either way. It really can go either way,
Well,
bro.
I think Josh would work a little bit better because he's right there with Kyle Shanahan.
I agree.
Kevin Stefanski is running that same type offense, that same type style. So when you look at that aspect, I think Josh Williams makes he checks all the boxes.
I agree, but we just cannot overlook the fact about comfortable hires.
Agree.
And the comfortable hire would be in more so than Josh.
Right. But again, they're gonna have to be uncomfortable at some point. And I think that GM is gonna be that breaking point.
They ain't done it. They ain't done it.
Nando said he think left would be a good one. Stefanski definitely calling the plays.
Yeah, I think honestly, that's why I said about Clay Kubiak. He's never called plays. So he would be kind of like that guy just coming in holding the position type thing, and just like what he's doing in San Fran right now. He's not calling plays in San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan is.
Right.
But at the same time, more experience. And if he wanted to move on from that organization, especially again, if you get Josh Williams, I feel like, you possibly can have but somebody's coming over from the 49ers if Josh Williams come over here. I really believe that. I don't know if it's going to be players, personnel, whatever.
Right. Raymond, come on, man. I mean, like A1 said, you got to think about the situation he was put in with the quarterback position in Cleveland. He didn't want Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders.
Nope. And guess why he didn't want Shedeur Sanders? Because guess what? Back when, I don't know if y'all remember that time when they won that game, and Dion and all of them had poured water on the older gentleman, and then the older gentleman was like, "Oh yeah, real classy, Dion, real classy," all this stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that was that was the father of Kevin Stefanski's wife.
Yep, damn sure was.
So it's just like
sometimes the old scars burn deep. Right? Don't say that, man. You'll get to see it. Trust me, you will. You will, man.
We gotta go. We have to go at the end of the day because this has to work. We talked about we need a guy who's going to be here for multiple years. So yes, he signed that 5-year deal. It's got to work because we need somebody here that's going to be enrooted, and we don't need to be in 3 years again talking about, well, y'all, we back here again. I don't want to do that because I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. And God and Smitty, this is gonna pain me to say, but I have got to keep it real. That's what we do. At the end of the day, Kevin Stefanski has got to work because he has the best roster that he has had, really, in my personal opinion, since he's been a head coach, period. So, with that being said, he's got to work because we had a guy in here that went 7-10 for 3 straight seasons that got 7 wins with garbage.
Yeah, and we need just a little bit more push on offense. And just like Tremel keeps saying, he gonna keep putting it on repeat. Shit better work out.
I'm just saying, bro, it has to. We cannot afford to not make the playoffs next year. We cannot afford to not start making the playoffs on a consistent basis. At the end of the day, Arthur Smith, like I said, it pains me to say it, but he did have a worse roster than what this is. And he still got 7 wins out of Dez and out of Marcus Mariota. So coaches do have to coach regardless of the talent. So now you have good talent. Now let's see you coach.
Yep. But this is the $1 million question right here. And I think this is gonna be our clinching question, man, because we don't just about covered everything. Who's gonna be the quarterback?
Shoot, man, I ain't gonna lie, Gabriel. It may be you, bro. May need you to roll on out there. You gonna buckle that chin strap, And
bro. Sleep to take your ass to sleep, A1.
No, I'm just saying, bro. Now, all jokes aside, though, we do have to figure that out because that is a touchy subject. But that's why I want to invest in the run game because it can take a little stress off of that. Because it's just like at the end of the day, whoever it is, he can turn around and give it to 7. If you still have 2-5, he can turn around and give it to 2-5. You make that offensive line what you need it to be, and you can possibly just, run the ball. Remember, it was a time where Arthur Smith ran the ball from one end of the floor, one end of the field, all the way to the other end of the field. And
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, if he can do it, I'm hoping that Kevin Stefanski can do something like that too, if need be. If need be.
Okay, let me keep talking. I'm finna look something up real quick.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Keep
like,
talking.
I'm just
Keep
saying,
talking.
like for me, as far as quarterback goes, I like the idea of maybe like a Malik Willis, but I also know that he had success with LaFleur. And if I'm the Green Bay Packers, it would be dumb to let him go because Jordan Love is in and out of the lineup. Same way that we can say about Brock Purdy out there for the 49ers. And they may try to hold on to Mac Jones, even though that's my first choice. I know it may cost a draft pick, but I'm not giving
That'll be
no
my choice
second
too.
round. But I'm not giving no second round for no Mac Jones, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not doing that. Because
Well,
it was purpose.
I'm gonna put it like this: A1. Matt Jones is on a 2-year. Made to get it straight. 2 years, $8.41 million, $2 million signing bonus, 4.7 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Malik Willis, he's still on his rookie deal, but he's a free agent.
Yeah.
His numbers is gonna be triple, probably 4 times that, because there is a need for quarterback in that field. So say like if the Falcons go after him, they're gonna have to pay him at least 20 to 25 million at the least.
We're gonna have
And
to
you
over,
can't,
bro.
and exactly, and you can't do that when you already paying Kurt what $27 million, and then you got Michael Penix on a rookie deal, but you're still paying him. So Matt Jones is really gonna be your only option. So what you have to do, you have to finesse them probably with a future second, or either a third in this year's draft, or a second in 2027. But you're gonna have to finesse them somehow to come off of Matt Jones with that contract, because you have to keep everything to a minimum when you have minimum in cap space paying 3 quarterbacks. So Matt Jones is really gonna be your only answer, because Malik Willis, he done played himself out of the conversation. Justin Fields, that could be an option as well. That could absolutely be an option, because we know he's not going to cost much. But hey, it happens. Dre Mack, appreciate you.
Dre back.
So listen to advice how you're going to get out of the doghouse. Here's the country.
Hey man,
boy. Hey man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, you helped me out a lot with that $20, man. Look, I can split the hell out $20. Me and my wife been doing it for years. So I appreciate you, my guy. And everybody else that donated, y'all done kept me out of the doghouse. Thank y'all. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Again,
he was talking about Justin Fields. Go ahead.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Let me look up his contract right quick, because but the thing with Justin Fields now, let me look up his contract first, then I give y'all my thoughts. Go ahead, A1.
Yeah, again, like I'm just looking at it like this, y'all. I don't know exactly who the quarterback's gonna be. Don't none of us do. We have some options. I mean, some guys.
Ooh, boy, 2 years, $40 million. Okay,
I'm saying I don't want to.
That's not gonna work. No,
that ain't gonna work at all. That's why I never said Justin Fields, because after he got paid by the Jets, I said, "Oh, that's dead." You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not giving him that. I don't want him in Atlanta for that much, because no, just no. And honestly, again, Smitty, I know you're gonna get me for this, but I gotta keep thinking about it, man, because the facts are just the facts, bro. I need to see this man develop Michael Penix Jr. or help develop Michael Penix Jr. too.
Okay.
Or matter of fact, you know what? Let's take Michael Penix Jr. out of the whole situation. Whoever is the quarterback, whether that's not, like, my thing is, I'm thinking about him being here long term. So regardless of whatever rookie quarterback comes in, I need to see him being able to have the ability to develop them, because again, I just haven't seen anybody brought in who's been a developer, a proven developer of any quarterbacks, and you had an option. I mean, yeah, I understand people rag on how the Chargers play, but again, I was on Jim Harbaugh because I know he's a quarterback whisperer. Look what he's done. My thing is, I'm looking at track record. Look what you've won. with guys that, you know, saying people you come out of nowhere and everything
Yeah, because
you
when
know,
Harbaugh had who was that? He had Alex Smith.
yeah, Alex
He had
Smith,
Alex Smith in
Colin
San
Kaepernick.
Francisco. Yeah, yeah. So
So again,
he done his due diligence. But go ahead.
but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I want to when I type in, see what their track record looking like. I want to see some wins. I want to see some proven things that they've done. I want to see some names
I give you another one, A1 that he developed that nobody talks about, but he's right there in Minnesota right now, and that's why he's there. Because nobody talk about JJ McCarthy before Harbaugh took him under his wing.
Harbaugh, yeah.
So
sure.
Look, he's done his job, but look, I'm telling y'all, it's not gonna be easy, man. See, and y'all keep talking about no on Kyler Murray, but y'all got to think if Kyler Murray gets cut out of Arizona, he's going to be on a Russell Wilson type contract, vet minimum. So you mean tell me you wouldn't bring him in? He's getting paid $30-something, $40 million from somewhere else, and you get to get him for 1 point whatever million? Oh, you're gonna do that all day, 2 times on Sunday? Oh, trust me, you will. Because if they cut him, he becomes available. I guarantee you, he would love to play with B. John. He would love to play with Drake and whoever else in this offense. And we have an offensive line, something he's never had.
I will say this. With the gaps and zones and everything, the West Coast type, I mean, he may be able to do a little something because he is mobile. And if you think about him and Bijan, you know, it's maybe like a RPO.
Right.
You possibly could run that. And I mean, again, Kyler is mobile and he's short. He can get behind some of them offensive linemen, maybe get lost.
And he
come out on the other side, hopefully. I mean, I'm not advocating for Kyler. I'm just thinking about what he possibly could do with the Hawks. Oh, God, don't let me talk about the Hawks.
They're going one for your A1, Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson? Okay, so my thing about Anthony Richardson is no. Y'all thought I was going to go into a whole ballad about Anthony Richardson. No. I feel like Anthony should have stayed in college a couple more seasons back then. I don't think he should have came out, but that was my personal opinion then. And I'm looking at him now and I'm like, yeah, it seems like you should have stayed. But yeah, no, Anthony Richardson. Honestly, I'll take Kyler Murray 10 times before I take Anthony Richardson. 10 times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing about he can scheme well for Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield is a gunslinger.
Mm-hmm.
What is Kyler Murray? A gunslinger. But that's another story for another day. But look, pick whatever way y'all might want to. Okay. The draft is coming up. There are going to be some quarterbacks that fall because all quarterbacks can't go in the first round. This is not a quarterback draft. So if we can get somebody out of this draft that he can bring along and develop properly the right way, viable backup. But we talking about Mike Penix still because Mike Penix factors into this. Just keep remembering that. Mm-hmm. But Mac Jones, like Chris said, like the chat been saying for weeks, Mac Jones should be our number one target because he's affordable. And sometimes you got to give up that pick because you got to have a quarterback.
Got it.
Or you can bring back a 38-year-old Kirk Cousins who started to look like a chicken tender. But go ahead, A1.
I don't even know if we're looking like a chicken tender. That thing looking boneless. That thing looking like a boneless, one of them little boneless little bites. It just, at the end of the day, man, you can clearly see that Kirk does not have the same arm on a consistent basis like he used to. When Kevin Stefanski knew Kirk back then, Kirk was a different player. Kirk was still, Kirk Cousins as far as like quarterback, arm strength, all that good stuff. Now,
did they sign Kyle Trask to a future contract?
Don't start me lying. I don't remember seeing Kyle Trask's name.
Okay, so he got cut then. He probably not coming back. Now they probably bring him back on the practice squad once the new league year starts. But if somebody else don't pick him up, because I think we lost Nick Nash already, so I think he's in Washington. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at the quarterback position. But now I can start doing my draft profiles, and I can, on offense. Now with defense, I can do those because we know who the defense coordinator going to be. So, let's just see how it plays out. just like what we did with everybody else. Let's just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
But yeah. But any last words before we get out of here?
Hey man, at the end of the day, Falcons fans, I know it's mixed reactions, and honestly, I feel like those are warranted. Because we do have the side of things to where it was like, hey, look, man, he played for the Browns. I mean, excuse me, he coached for the Browns. They had a terrible front office. He was in a terrible situation. He's definitely in a better situation. I think we all can agree about that. I feel like we all agree that we are a better football team than the Browns, or at least on paper. But on the flip side of it, I agree with y'all who are skeptical about Kevin Stefanski, because I am too, personally. But
Raymond brought the donuts. Ray, we need them donuts about an hour ago because I need some coffee right about now.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm finna grab me one of them donuts because I think I need one. But but yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm riding with Kevin Stefanski. He is my head coach. Same way how I roll with Raheem Morris. Same way how I roll with Arthur Smith. So that's not gonna change.
Ours, we don't want no ride in here, man. Chill out.
Oh God. Again, yeah, Desmond Ritter being. Never mind. We're not gonna do that.
We're not going that route. And David Henry, I can roll with that. I did a video on that. Go check it out. I did a video on that. Go check it out. And the crazy part about it, Stetson Bennett is not the biggest dude, but he got the heart of a 6'7" dude.
That's true. And you think about it, man. Stetson walked on Georgia and walked on one of the powerhouses of SEC and said, hey, I want to play quarterback here, and end up doing it and winning championship.
He ended up being the best quarterback in school history. Easily. Didn't put up super stupid numbers, but he got them 2 damn rings. So you gotta love somebody. They got a heart and will to win, because that's what you need no matter what level you playing on. So Stetson Bennett, if they gonna make that move, he's a free agent as well. I'm going for it. But again, man, another great pop-up show, man. We had to bring it to y'all, man. Like I said, I broke my date night, but I did it for y'all. Y'all paid for the dinner so I can take out and we good. So look, it's gonna be more news to come, man, because they still got to bring in the offensive coordinator, which you pretty much think we know who it's gonna be. We're not sure, but we kind of know. Bennett is better than Ritter. Let's be real. Ritter couldn't even hit the side of the barn with a bar of soap.
And the bar of soap was only 2 feet away.
Right. Falling out the tub. But yeah, man. Let's just see let's give it time to see how it works. Let it marinate, see how it works, see what they're putting together. Because one thing about it, you gotta have trust in the team, man, because a new opportunity to bring, new changes and new way of doing things. And like we said, if we had just a little bit more offense last year, we probably end up with a 12-win team. Because how many games did we lose by 1 score the last 2 years?
Man, too many. It's definitely in the double digits. We've been in so many one score games and just been on the losing end of it. And at the end of the day, so unfortunately, that gets people fired. One thing about it, you don't get merits and you don't get praise for almost. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because if that's the case, then guess who would have been the sack leader a few years ago? Bud Dupree.
Yep.
You got to do more than all.
Hey, Willie, that's the kind of stuff we talking about. Oh man. One more time, David Henry. Tommy Reese is his former offensive coordinator in Cleveland. I think he coming along. Just like who was that just got hired, brought their assistant along. Jim Harbaugh, he was going to bring one of his former assistants on. Monken. He's trying to see what Monken going to do as a head coach, but I think he ends up in New York with Harbaugh. But yeah, man, another great pop-up show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we always have fun with y'all, chatting, kicking it with y'all. But y'all can catch me on Smitty Sports Machine as I keep y'all up to date on this and up to date on what's going on next for the Falcons. And A1, he'll tell y'all what he's doing in a second, but also catch me on FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter. I'm always over there blowing it up, and Twitter been on fire today, man. So y'all go over to Twitter, follow us on Twitter. Follow me at FatBoySlim_21, and A1 finna tell y'all where to follow him.
Oh yeah, man. A1 Forever Sports, the platform on YouTube. Come over and be a part of the A1 Forever family. Thinking about doing some expanding with the A1 Forever channel, man. I know it's mostly Falcons right now. I do want to get into back. I mean, it's hard to get into a lot of the Hawks when you can also catch me on the Hawks Digest as well with everything that we have going on over there. And we're also building and expanding over there, getting some sponsorships. About to upgrade the software over there as well too. So be looking for us, man. We're coming. What my man said? Scheme, plot, coming for the #1 spot. But
Hey, what I'm talking about.
but back to A1 Forever real quick. Yeah, thinking about maybe just adding, maybe I don't know, maybe some wrestling, some MMA, something, man. I'm thinking about it. I feel like it's just more I can still do with the channel. So y'all just make sure y'all come over and be a part of the A1 Forever family. And also,
I
Twitter.
got an idea for you.
What you got?
Let's go to the best chicken wing spot and see what we can find.
Oh God! See, I knew it. I knew it. Yeah,
see if we can duck some chicken wings and some blue cheese.
Good Lord! As hungry as I am, and this man talking about one.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
But Twitter A1 Forever, Instagram A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Again, thank you to everybody who comes in. I say this all the time because I really mean it, man. We really do appreciate y'all. Don't nobody have to do anything for you. So that's why we really appreciate everything that y'all do as far as the chat. Y'all pull up. Thank you, RJ. But y'all pull up and
hey man, chill out.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Start hating on blue cheese.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a honey mustard guy myself.
Look at your ass.
I don't fool with none of it. So
I see your ass eating plain wings with no sauce on them.
No, that's not me. That's not me. I'm not dipping in blue cheese nor ranch. Where the honey mustard at?
Man, hell no.
Depending on the flavor. You sleeping? Somebody depending on the flavor.
See, now I'm finna have to make a damn chicken wing channel.
Buffalo sauce. Can't go wrong with buffalo sauce.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, my guy. Buffalo sauce wins every time. But yeah, man, another great show, man. Another pop-up show. But we thank y'all for tuning in, man. We want to give y'all the last 5 minutes of y'all Saturday night, heading into Sunday. And always keep God first, man, because, God is always in control of everything, man. But for my boy A1, it's your boy Antoine Smith. We're going to holler at y'all on the flip side, man. Peace.